Affairs Minister Malusi Gigaba has announced the extension of the Lesotho special permit application closing dates by 3 months. The system was scheduled to come into effect at the end of June. He says various factors, including a low turnout for registration, have compelled both governments to agree on a new date.
According to the Department of Home Affairs, only about 40,000 people have sent their applications, both online and through walking-ins at the visa facilitation centres. The department said many people still have to apply for their IDs and passports from Lesotho and get into the population register. Home Affairs said they decided to extend the closing date to the end of September to allow people to comply with the government's requirements.
Now, for more on this story, we are now joined on the line by Home Affairs Director General Mkuseli Apleni in Pretoria. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Now, what are some of the reasons for this extension?
Good evening to you and the viewers. As we were, this dispensation was for making sure that the Basutos are able to legalize themselves into the country. But for them to do that, there are certain requirements which they need to have. One which is important is that they must be able to have a passport from the Lesotho government. So we realize now in the process that there were some delays in them getting the documents from Lesotho because they were already in the country, some of them without even those passports, even not say it has expired. So now they have to go back now to Lesotho in order to apply for this document. Then according to the Lesotho process, they need first to be in their national population register before they can have a passport. So that was the problem which the Lesotho government had. And then they approached the South African government through our minister. And then based on that, the minister considered the matter and then they approved that extension will be granted up to end of September to allow for everyone to be able to apply for the documents.
Now, what are some of the challenges in processing these extensions?
No, there's no challenge on our side to process the extension. But as I'm saying, is on the Lesotho side to provide the documents. But what we have seen since the engagement is that the Lesotho government has made it easy for their citizens by opening certain centers inside the country to allow the Basutos now to apply for their passport inside the country, which now will make now things to move quicker now than before. So now this period will be really allowing for Basutos to get the documents, because we had an estimation in terms of the number of what people we think will be able to apply. So when we're looking at 40,000, we said it is not at the level which we're thinking it be. But now since last week, we could see now the pick up of the numbers.
Now, 3,000 people are yet to be documented. Will 3 months be sufficient for this process?
Yes, because we are using an electronic system. We'll remember that this process which we are implementing in Zimbabwe, in Lesotho, we're doing it after our Zimbabwean dispensation. That period took us exactly about 4 months in total to do it, because people are applying online. So even here, if people were able to apply, as we said, it's easy to approve the permits. But the issue is that for you now to go to the next step of adjudication, we must be able to verify that you are in the NPR of Lesotho for when you apply. So if you now still didn't complete that side, that's where it is a problem. But with what now, as I'm saying, has been done now to open these centers here is going to facilitate the process. And also, what we have added now, which would be able to facilitate the process, we said, those Basutos who are in the areas where they cannot access an internet cafe so that they can be able to apply online. We'll also take now the applications which are made on the paper, and then thereafter now they will go just for the capturing of the fingerprints in our offices of VFS. So we think that process is going to also assist in facilitating the process.
You've just mentioned the electronic system that the department is using. Have you seen any benefits of the online system specifically?
No, there is no, any electronic system will outweigh your paper process. As we know that the first problem we have with the paper process is the keeping the track of the records. Applications get lost and all those problems. But with the online, you know that once a person now applies, then you've got a record and then you're able to deal with that matter. But now on the paper, and then another advantage which we have now with this electronic system we have, when now you come and apply, it's easy for us now to do two things: to verify whether you are in the National Population Register of Lesotho. Secondly, for the issues now of the police clearance, we are able now also to link with the database easily. But now if it was a paper process, we need to get your application, we need to send it, then it takes a number of days to deal with that. But with the online application, things are going well and quick and all that.
Now, just finally, South Africa has granted a moratorium on deportations until December 31st. What happens to those nationals failing to legalize their status after this date?
No, this process is clear. You have to. There is no in between to say, but not legalize yourself. You must do that. If you didn't do that, then you have lost the opportunity. And then it means if you are found in South Africa post that date and you did not apply and you are illegal in the country, then the law will apply. So it is not a blanket amnesty forever. It's got a time frame, and that's why there's always an engagement now between us and the Lesotho government, and where we found that there are difficulties, and then we're able to say, no, let's do this in order to make things easy for the people. So this extension now which we have given really is based on the fact that people did not have this necessary documentation from Lesotho. Then when we approach for that, the minister could look at it and listen and say, fine, I will do that extension. But what won't be acceptable is for people to ignore at the time to apply with the hope that beyond that we'll be able to say, no, won't be deported, no.
We'll have to leave it there, DG. Thank you very much for joining us. That was Mkuseli Apleni, Home Affairs Director General, joining us on the line from Pretoria.